Hello and welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are discussing one of the current affairs topic that is related to special session of Parliament. Okay. So why are we discussing this? We are discussing this because our Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, he has called for a special session of Lok Sabha, a special session of the Parliament from 18th to 22nd of September. Okay. So we will be understanding and discussing about what is a special session. We will also be briefly discussing about the performance of our parliament. Okay, in last decade, we will be analyzing the performance of our parliament and we will be solving a quick question related to prelims. Okay. So with respect to this special session, it has also been made clear that there will be no question or 0 hour in these special sessions. There is a special agenda which has to be declared by the cabinet to the president, and under this agenda it has also been made clear that there will be no question hour or no 0 hour. Okay. So legislature in these special sessions is not supposed to question the executive, or there will be no kind of debate. In 0 hour we usually have debate, so such debates will not be conducted. So understanding about the special session of the parliament. First of all, we will quickly discuss about the sittings of the parliament. With respect to sittings of the parliament, there is no fixed timing. Okay, it is not fixed when will the parliament sit. Okay, it is decided by the government, and cabinet committee on parliamentary affairs, they will set the agenda. After setting the agenda, they will inform the president, and the president himself will summon all the MPs. Then they will be having the session of parliament. It can be with respect to, the same thing is true with respect to winter session, with respect to budget session, or with respect to monsoon session. Okay, so this is true for all three. It is not fixed whether we will be having 3 sessions or not. This is not fixed as per the constitution. Point number 1. Plus, when will we be having session? This is also not decided, not even with respect to the special session. Whether we will be having a special session or not, this is all informed by Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs. Just like this time, 18th to 22nd September was informed by the Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. Okay, so they will set the agenda. As per the agenda, they will inform the president, and then the president will summon all the MPs. Okay, now we are having a special session, or all these sessions, then you can come. Okay. Plus, gap should not be more than 6 months. This is a constitutional provision. Constitution says that between the 2 sessions, okay, between the 2 sessions, this gap should not be more than 6 months. Other than this, constitution itself does not talks about 3 sessions. So this is not part of the general session. I am talking about these 3 parts. Between winter, budget and monsoon session, the maximum gap cannot cross 6 months. Okay. This is a constitutional provision as per the constitution. But constitution itself does not talk about 3 sessions. Okay. So this is with respect to sittings of the parliament. Now we will be analyzing the performance of the parliament. So how has the performance been in the last decade, or we will be in general comparing it with post-independence. Just after independence, what was the average number of days for which MPs used to sit in parliament and discuss the provisions, the bills of the which were introduced? So MPs were initially sitting for 120 days just after the post-independence. 1950s to 60s wale era mein we were sitting for almost 120 days. Okay, 120 days out of 365 days we were discussing about the bills, debating, understanding, clarifying, or changing, amending, agreeing. All that discussion was taking place for 120 days. Okay, but post COVID, okay, we do understand that in the phase of 2020 or 21 or 22, we had this phase as the COVID phase, agreed. But post COVID phase in 2023 till now we had only 42 days of session. Okay. Plus, various committees, they have recommended that they should meet for a minimum of 100 days. These committees also include the National Committee for Review of Working of Constitution. Okay. Plus, Law Commission. The Law Commission, which was made in 2000, also recommended that we should have a minimum of 100 days for which the MPs should sit in parliament and discuss and debate. Okay. Budget, when we got independence in 1950s, we were discussing budget for almost 123 hours. This has come down to only 39 hours in 2010 onwards. 2010 onwards, we did not cross even 39 hours to discuss the budget. Okay. In the phase of 2012 to 2016, 30% of the time in Lok Sabha and 35% of the time in Rajya Sabha was lost because of the disruptions. These disruptions can be anything, that opposition started shouting, they did not allow the session to continue, or the session had to be adjourned. It can be any chaotic reason, but disruptions led to loss of time of almost 30% in Lok Sabha and 35% in Rajya Sabha. So this phase 2012 to 2016, it includes both the important parties of India. Okay, so none of the parties are in a good picture here. Both the parties are responsible for causing disruptions and causing the time loss. Okay, bills, amongst the performance, this is also something in a sorry state. Initially, we were referring to departmentally related standing committees. We usually call this as DRSC. Initially, bills were referred regularly to DRSCs. Now, bills are not even referred to these departmentally related standing committees. So, if let's say if it is a bill related to citizenship or bill related to Aadhaar, so there will be a separate department which will be looking after the citizenship data or Aadhaar data. So earlier these departmentally related standing committees were analyzing these data. Now the bills are not even referred to them and passed. Okay. So this is basically about the performance of the parliament. Now, why is it important? Why are we even discussing about the parliament not sitting for long? The duration of budget decreased from almost 123 hours to 39 hours. Why is this a problem? Now, it is important to have proper sessions because, first of all, in India, legislature also has to follow the checks and balance system. So, legislature is responsible for putting up a checks and balance on executive and on judiciary. Okay. Now, it is the responsibility of legislature to put up a checks and balance over executive. This can be done through question hour. So, there will be an hour, there will be a period wherein legislature will question the executive. The executive will either have to answer it in the form of written format or orally. Okay, if it is a starred question, that means they have to, it's an immediate question, urgent question, it needs an immediate response. So it will be responded orally by the MP in that house itself. Okay, or if it is an unstarred question, it can be written and given in the form of a written reply also. Okay, so there is a question hour wherein legislature will question the executive. If the duration of the parliament decreases, that means we are decreasing the question hour. That means we are decreasing the hold of legislature over executive. Okay. Point number 2, debates regarding the bills to question the intent. So all the debates which were conducted to question the intent with which executive is coming up with a bill, all that debate is not carried out because the duration of the house is decreasing. Now, because the duration of the house is decreasing, such debates are not carried out, and because we have a majoritarian government, the bill gets passed easily. Okay. So, we are not able to analyze the pros and cons associated to a particular bill. Okay. That is point number 2. Now, coming to point number 3. Legislature also has a control over executive through a no confidence motion. So, under the no confidence motion, if they agree, if all the parties sitting outside the government, if all of them agree that the government is not functioning properly, or they have done a mistake, they were not able to behave they were not able to conduct or improve the situation in particular instances, they can also start up with a no confidence motion. Okay. Plus, under these debates, under the proper sessions of parliament, be it Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, regional issues, because we have a constituency, one leader from every constituency is sitting in Lok Sabha, right? So that leader from that constituency will bring that regional issue to a national level, right? They will debate in house, they will debate that my region, my constituency has such and such problem. So what did you do to improve the situation? So regional issues are brought through these debates, which are not able to come to the limelight because there is lack of time within the parliamentary sessions. So because of these sessions, it is a problem if the time of discussion has reduced or the number of sittings of parliament has reduced. Okay. Now we will quickly discuss one prelims question. The question here says, which of the following statements are correct? The first statement says that Indian Constitution mandates that there should be minimum 3 sessions each year. Every year there should be 3 sessions by the name winter, monsoon and budget. Okay, so is it mandated by the Indian Constitution is the first statement. Second statement says that the rules of conduct of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha clearly states that the minimum number of days for which parliament is required to meet clearly states that the parliament is supposed to meet for a such and such number of minimum days. It can be any number of days, but this is mentioned under the rules of conduct of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So is that true? Is the second statement. So we need to answer. Please try to answer this question. We will discuss the answer in the next video. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.